moments will be lost in time. Like tears in
to redo everything we just said.
No, she just asked if we had a chimney.
I was just curious.
Is it Santa related?
No, I was just curious.
You mentioned the furnace turning on, so I think she was just like,
yeah.
Hey, I wonder if he has a chimney.
Sorry, Tim.
No,
Didn't
I guess there's a chimney for that furnace.
Space.
There's an out that goes out the house, but that's just exhaust. Do you still call that a chimney? It's just PVC pipe.
No.
I don't think if Santa can't get down it, I don't know if it's considered a chimney.
Yeah, in the chimney game, it's all defined on whether Santa can or cannot get down.
No.
Yeah.
No. As we know from Santa Claus 1, a radiator turns into a fireplace when Santa comes down the fake chimney.
So you know what I never got about those movies? And because they go to great lengths like that to sort of explain how Santa would work in real life, right? Like his magic makes a fireplace and shit.
Yeah.
But they never explain, like presumably it's a magic thing too, but they never explain why the parents don't believe in Santa, even though these random gifts must show up in the middle of the night. Like presumably in my head I would think like, oh, it's some magic where the parents just think they bought those gifts. But they never explain that.
Oh, do you mean these? I think they explained something where, like, the reasons why the parents don't believe in Santa is for some reason about children or whatever.
What?
But you're right. That still doesn't. I don't remember exactly what it is, but they do
really
explain
bad.
that.
No, they don't.
Like, they explain, like, no, hold on. They explain why the parents don't believe in Santa anymore. But you're right, they don't explain that even though they don't believe in Santa, where'd the presents come from?
Yeah. So yeah, they explain a different thing, but not the thing I was talking about. Good too. Yeah, it just seems like a weird oversight, considering they went to great lengths to explain other shit, you know? Because like they're so shocked at the end, like Judge Reinhold and the mom or whatever are so shocked that that Tim Allen actually is Santa Claus, but it's like, where do you think those presents come from? Explain this to me, movie.
Did they think somebody else got them to them and wrote Santa on it as a fun thing? And then the opposite people think the same thing?
Yeah, but that would imply that no couples ever talk to each other ever about things. Which could very well be true. Welcome to Film Runners, the podcast where one of us chooses a film that at least one of the other ones hasn't seen. We watch it, we talk about it. I am Michael, and I'm here with Tim.
Hello.
And Insha. Hi.
And this episode of Film Runners is sponsored by Enamory.com. Fine art, paintings, and photographs by Ashley King and Aaron Samby. Yeah. Use
yeah, nailed it.
I did it. I nailed it so good.
Yeah, the vocal.
I thought I did it wrong. It's like, wait a minute. Use code RUNNER10 at checkout to get 10% off your first order. We're going to be running a contest, as we kind of talked about last week.
So running a contest?
We're going to give away one print of one of the 3 movies that Enamory.com has done for our podcast. So as of right now, it's Halloween 3, Phantom of the Paradise, and Poseidon Adventure. If they have another painting between now and then, you can choose that one as well. So when this episode goes up, we're going to put a tweet with the contest if you subscribe to our Twitter at The Film Runners and retweet our contest tweet, then we'll pick one of the winners and send you a painting anywhere in Canada and the United States.
Anywhere?
In Canada or the United States.
Excluding Alaska, right?
No, I'll pay the extra to send it to Alaska.
No, no.
All right, continent to the United States.
Great.
Yes, that's it.
Enamory.com, ENAMORY.com.
Perfect.
Look out for that contest. So this week was a classic Insha pick.
Boom, boom.
And I picked The Dead Zone, directed by David Cronenberg. And I actually wrote down the description because, like, literally while I was watching it, I was like, I should probably... There's so much going on that I should just write it down. So the whole description for The Dead Zone is Johnny Smith gets into a car accident after leaving his girlfriend Sarah's house on a rainy night. He's in a coma for 5 years and then finds out that Sarah is now married and he has the powers of second sight, where he can see into the present, past, and future. When a rising political dude named Stilson is set to perhaps become the next president, Johnny has to decide to stop it or not. Also, there is a subplot between a serial killer and Johnny befriends a kid whose dad nearly kills him over at a hockey game. That's basically.
Well, that's a very that's quite accurate.
No, I mean, like it's the three main subplots, and then there are little subplots.
Yeah, it's a very episodic film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tim, you haven't seen it, right?
Correct.
So, and then Michael, I've known seen it. So I guess, what did you think about it?
Who? Oh.
Tim.
You know what? I actually really enjoyed this movie. I really liked the story that it was telling, and the entire would you kill Hitler sort of plot at the end. I thought was a really good way of telling the whole story. And I think Christopher Walken and Martin Sheen kill it in this movie as both their characters. I really liked both of them.
Yeah, they're both great.
And Michael?
I concur with Tim. I think it is a great movie. It's just a really cool story, told well. Like, I've read the book too, and because they make it almost episodic, it's a good way of getting in those subplots that work better usually in books than in like full-length films, right?
Right.
Like the serial killer storyline and whatnot. And it's just, well structured, well acted, and Cronenberg knocks it out of the park. It's a good movie. Nay, a great movie.
Now I have to say, I don't know how many, if any, besides this one, of David Cronenberg I have seen. I think before this, the only thing I really knew about him was that Rick and Morty episode.
Oh, really? Have you not seen The Fly?
No.
Really?
Have you seen A History of Violence?
That was the one with Viggo Mortensen?
Yeah.
Okay, I have seen that one.
Yeah.
I lied.
I just straight up lied. No, that makes sense that he's a director you hadn't seen much of. Most of his early stuff is horror or sci-fi, like body horror.
Well, that's like I said from the Rick and Morty episode. That's kind of all I got with him was he was a body horror weirdo things.
Weirdo things.
Movie maker.
Movie maker. Great use of terminology. Yeah, that is that's what he was known for. Like, that's his
signature.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
But he has sort of different stages, and this one actually doesn't really fit in with a lot of his other work. It's a fairly straightforward story. Like, he still does a great job with it, but it almost feels like a gun for hire type situation. Like, it's not I don't think of it as a Cronenberg film first. It's a Stephen King adaptation first, or even like a Christopher Walken movie first. But
I think I remember hearing Insha in one of your earlier episodes of Film Runners that I listened to that she really liked David Cronenberg, right?
I love David Cronenberg.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So to see to see that he was the director in the opening credits, I did not 100% know what I was getting into.
She definitely picked like the nicest one to show you.
Yeah, it's like if I wanted to torch you, I'd have picked like Videodrome or something.
Yeah.
Oh man, should pick Rabbit.
Yeah, Rabbit's good. He is a director who seems to appreciate and empathize with very tragic freaks, which, like, you know, Dead Ringers and The Fly and whatnot, and Rabid. But in this one, I think that holds true. Like, you really feel bad for Johnny. Like, you feel really, really bad for him. Like, his life is ruined in that accident. Even though he ends up surviving, like, his life was over, basically. He gets to help a couple people, but, you know, it's just a slow march to the end after that.
By the way, Stephen King, come up with a better name than Johnny Smith. What a book writer name that is, right?
I would almost certainly that was intentional to make it even more like, oh, he's an everyman. But it is very funny that it's Johnny Smith. Wink.
Smith. If you want to start with the beginning, where he gets into this car accident, I was sad for his poor car. That was a nice looking...
And,
Of all the characters.
little white beetle bug for Christopher Walken.
Yep, that's a shame. And then he's in a coma for 5 years. That's fine, whatever.
And he never got his car.
With the car, oh no.
Yeah, so he's in a coma for 5 years. Wakes up, has to learn to walk again and whatnot. Finds out his girlfriend got married and had a kid.
I don't know if I just think of Christopher Walken as an older guy, but to see his parents come was kind of shocking.
Shocking.
Sort of. Well, I'm just like, oh, his parents are still alive? Like, I thought, you know, that's cool.
Well, he would have been...
It might have been like
in his 30s,
yeah, he's
right?
got to be like late 30s in this. I mean, Tim, in 5 years, your parents will still be alive, I'm sure, man.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I always think about Christopher Walken as, you know, an older guy nowadays.
Do you not understand the concept of time?
I have time. No, but it's weird seeing, like, somebody who looks the same, like, because he almost looks the same as he does now, I think. He's aged very well. But to think of him as a certain time, but when you're watching here, he looked the same, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's what time is. What are you talking about?
But don't you like... Okay, no. Okay, so in my head, Christopher Walken is like, I don't know, how old is he now? 60?
70s, probably.
Yeah, okay. So he's 70s. So I see Christopher Walken now, and he's 70. So when I was watching this movie, he looks like 70s Christopher Walken.
No, he doesn't, but okay.
He really doesn't.
It's weird to me that your thought wouldn't be, oh, wow, look at how young Christopher Walken is, and not, wait a minute, he's got parents? Like, that's the thing that surprised you. Like, when I watch Taxi Driver, I'm like, oh, wow, Robert De Niro looks so young. It's crazy. But if his parents popped up, I wouldn't be like, what?
No, but that's not. But that's what I mean is that I didn't think, oh, Christopher Walken looks so young. I was just like, oh, this is Christopher Walken.
Well, it is Christopher Walken.
I know, but it was just Christopher Walken.
It was just him. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what's happening. You've got a fucking dead zone in your brain. That's all I can do.
Anyways,
yeah.
great looking Christopher Walken gets some psychic powers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he finds out he's got the power of second sight when he touches people. Yeah, it does seem like it sucks.
Yeah,
Fucking sucks.
So that first second sight sequence I thought was super cool.
For second sight with the burning room.
With the burning room and then the boiling like
fishbowl. Yeah, I have that in my notes.
Fishbowl.
I was like, that's like shockingly horrific. Seeing a fishbowl boil from the fire.
Yeah. It was kind of like earlier in the scene, like you could see it, but it was kind of like a mid-ground sort of shot, so I could see it start to boil it. And I was like, oh, that's super really cool. And then they actually showed the whole thing doing it. But like, I immediately thought that was a really cool effect.
It was cool. And when he's laying in the bed and it's like her bed and it's on fire, it looked neat. And then I like, because presumably that nurse, once she found out her house was on fire and rescued her kid, was like, oh, yo, this coma guy's psychic. and so it became like news. And then they have a press conference, and he really gives that one reporter shit, and I love it. Cocky hotshot reporter who's like, well, tell us the Powerball numbers if you're so smart or whatever. And then he really fucking gives it to him. It's so good.
Now, touch my hand. Okay, John, touch my hand. Tell me, is my house on fire, John?
Do you want me to stop this?
Tell you about your house. What do you want to know? Do you want to know the future? You want to know if you're going to die? Is that it? You're going to die. I'm going to die. You want to know if you're going to die tomorrow. Is that right? You want to know why your sister killed herself.
Right. Keep going. Go.
It's not all right. It's okay. It's not okay.
Okay.
I'd like to tell you now.
I'm not going to talk about that. Let go of me, you fucking freak.
It's like, way to pop it up to 10 immediately, Johnny. It's so funny.
It's so good.
I hate half the scene, like the consequences. I feel like after that is just Johnny's mom just it's like, oh.
It does seem like she's so shocked that her son did that. That she's like, yeah, I'm gonna die.
No, did he kill his mom?
I don't think so.
No, I don't no, but it just feels like it was just so boom boom that it was just like, maybe that's a consequence of him using his power. Somebody else just died.
Well, I think the other thing though is that she had the heart attack or whatever, but then she was lying there, and then as soon as he touched her hand, she immediately died.
Well,
that's the part I'm wondering if his powers killed her.
No, not at all. I think the point of that
but it said, the guy said that it sucks the life out of you every time you use it.
Out of him.
And maybe she...
Well, it sucks the life out of Johnny.
Yeah.
Oh, but maybe it's
no, it
the
isn't.
other... Maybe it's...
I think the point of that scene is he grabs her hand and doesn't see anything because she's dead. Like, she's dying. She dies.
No,
right
she
now.
just see now.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
No, but
I guess...
they don't include it in this, but I think in the book, he gets a brain tumor. Like, every time he uses his power, it's unhealthy for him, and he literally has like a brain tumor that gets fueled by every time he uses his power.
Oh, no.
I know, it's even worse. He gets shit on even worse in the book. So his power's like literally killing him in the book, I think. And I think they sort of reference that with the doctor being like, oh, it sucks the life out of you every time you use it. But I think in this, it's more of an emotional turmoil.
Right.
I really like that doctor. I also felt bad for him. Mostly because of like the mom thing, and then it feels like he had a whole am I meant to know this? Everything happens for a reason. And then like when he actually talks to Johnny, he's just like, oh, it's just not meant to be for me to know her. And I'm just like, oh, that's heartbreaking. You should say hi to your mom.
I do really feel bad for him, and I really like. There feels like a relationship that happens between him and Johnny throughout the entire film that grows, and you see that at the end when he's asking him the Hitler question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that he's sort of like a mentor or a caretaker for him. It is really funny though that the middle section of this movie is a serial killer investigation. Like, it's so disconnected story-wise from the rest of it. Character-wise, I mean, obviously it shows, more about Johnny and stuff, but it's just very funny that he just helps investigate a serial killer, and then the next thing is tutoring children.
I really weirdly like the serial killer storyline.
Yeah, I love it. It's fun.
That would have been like such a cool if they made that like longer. And I read somewhere that like Stephen King, when because like the script got passed around for like to 3 people, and Stephen King was one of the people who wrote it, and he was just like he put in a lot more of the serial killer aspect, and they were just like, yeah, this is kind of a lot, dude.
They were like, stop putting that back in, man. We took it out for a reason.
But like, it would have been so cool to have like more of that serial killer plot line, because like,
well, here's the thing.
I forgot his.
I think that, remember that 2000s like TV show, The Dead Zone? Isn't that like a procedural, like a cop show basically, where he consistently helps the cops every episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to watch Christopher Walken.
Do it, yeah. No, Michael Hall.
I had some real Gone Baby Gone vibes from that serial killer.
How? Explain yourself.
Mainly the procedural investigation, and then
that they were investigating a crime. That's it.
And then
the stairwell kind of thing.
And then the showdown in the house.
Yeah, the showdown in the house. Yeah, I agree with you there. It is very much like the shitty crack dad in Gone Baby Gone. Like, whose fucking house has those green lights that are hanging in the window? Also, brutal fucking way for that guy to kill himself.
Oh, I had to look away so hard.
He put his mouth over the open scissors. I was like, no.
Oh, it was worse when like he kind of opened up the scissors and he stands there. And he puts his hand on his head and I was like, oh, he's gonna like throw him in his eyes. That's gonna be bad. And then he opens up his mouth super wide and I was like, oh, that's much worse.
Yeah, somehow it is weirdly. That actor who plays Deputy Dodd or whatever, he's a Canadian actor named Nicholas Campbell, who had a Canadian TV show called Da Vinci's Inquest. Do you remember that, Tim?
I remember the name of it and the advertisements, but I don't remember ever watching it.
But I like that he, has a fairly prominent role here because Cronenberg's Canadian, representing. And Tom Skerritt plays the sheriff, and he's always a very nice presence in a film. Even though his whole part is cajoling a crippled former coma patient, to do his job for him.
That scene where he says, "Oh, that it's good that you that God's blessed you with a gift," and he says, "Bless me," and all that. You can cut it in, but that's like a super.
Yeah.
Not a religious man myself, I'm sorry to say. But I will say this. If God has seen fit to bless you with this gift, you should use it.
Bless me?
You know what God did for me? He threw an 18-wheel truck at me, bounced me into nowhere for 5 years.
When I woke up, my girl was gone, my job was gone, my legs are just about useless. Bless me. God's been a real sport to me.
I just thought that it was a super cool interaction between him and the cop, and Christopher Walken did a really good job of that.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about it last episode with Adam Driver, but this is like the example of an actor who can just turn normal lines into gold. Like when he later when he's tutoring and the kid, he sees the vision of the kid and his hockey team falling through the ice or whatever, and he's trying to convince the dad, and he like smashes the bowl thing and he says, "The ice is gonna break." Like, huge pause. It's so good. Like, who else would have said that line like that? Yeah, he's just, especially it takes a role that could have been sort of boring to watch, because basically Johnny just gets, shit on constantly, and that's his whole role. And it could be played by anybody, but it would probably be, he would be the least interesting character in the entire film if it didn't have somebody like Christopher Walken doing it.
Yeah, that's true. I really liked him in this movie, and I don't Johnny, that is, and I don't, and I'm that's probably solely because of it was Christopher Walken doing it.
Yeah, he's just inherently interesting to watch. So
I have a question for the both of you.
Yes.
Ooh.
What did you think of Sarah?
All right.
Uh-oh. Everybody, here it comes. Misogyny hour. Strap in. Ladies, go make a sandwich. Fellas, turn up the volume. Tim's talking.
I love women.
That's such a creepy thing to say. If anything, I love it too much. That's my problem.
Is 5 years enough time
To what? Have a kid? Yes. Takes about 9 months.
to marry to get over him, find someone else, remarry, and have a kid?
Yes.
A 10-month-old, even.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, let's say she was pining for him for a year and a half, which seems like a long ass time. That still gives her, 3.5 years to date a guy, marry a guy, and then pop out a kid? That seems,
But here's the thing. Sarah did it wrong.
What do you mean?
Because it's 5 years to get over him. She got married, she had a kid, but you don't go back and then I don't understand why she doubled back and was just I'm gonna be around you, I'm gonna have sex with you, I'm gonna do all of these things, I'm gonna pretend that we're a family, but then I'm gonna leave and say we can't be together ever. That messes him up.
Yeah, in the long run, but I think in the moment,
in the short run it's fine.
Well, in the moment I think it was just them dealing with those feelings they both still had, and her realistically at the end being like, hey, we can't pretend we're a family and we can't fuck again because I'm married and I got this kid. But they didn't really think of it in the moment, right? It was just feelings.
But your kid's in the next room.
Yeah.
She thought about it because she wouldn't have come unannounced. I feel that whole thing was just a good one night plan of him actually feeling like he was normal again, and then him kind of having that. But then that's also kind of messy because why would you give him that after all of this? It should have just been talk about it, obviously, and then let him slowly get over her, and they can still be friends, but let him still kind of slowly get over her without the pain of having to see her and then having the husband come up to the doorstep and be do you want to support Greg?
No.
And then she comes up and then she's just hey, how you doing, boy?
No, that isn't what happened at all. That's not what happened.
I think that's exactly what happened.
No, they didn't say, she wasn't it'd be a good gag. I'm going to send my husband up to Johnny and then show up and be like, hey, what's up? This is my husband. No, that was a coincidence. No, I think that was her plan originally. They even mentioned, it's only been a day to him, even though it's been 5 years for her. So he still has to get over his feelings. He still, loves her, presumably, right? And they talk about that. And I don't think her plan was to go over and fuck him. It just sort of happened.
I thought the plan when they started doing it. I thought that this is what I thought it was more the plan. Exactly.
The kid was just a buffer.
No, I think because Johnny was important to her. She wanted her kid to meet him and for him to meet her kid.
But why?
Yeah.
What do you mean why?
But why?
Why would you want your if she is I don't want you really I want you here, I want you in my life, but I also want you from afar. Why would you bring your kid into this situation?
No, she made it clear she didn't. No. She didn't say I want you here, but I want you from a distance, and I want you to keep pining for me. They both know they're not gonna get together. They both know. And
so then, why would you sleep with him?
That was just a moment of passion because it was for him, he still has the exact same feelings he had when he left her on that date night. And him suddenly being alive again after 5 years must have brought up feelings for her. Because she, for all intents and purposes, thought he was dead,
No, see, I was thinking... I think it was the plan.
It wasn't the plan. She didn't go over to...
I think she like. Here's the thing though, is you're right. To Christopher Walken, it was only a day, but to her, we have to think about we don't know what happened within those 5 years, but like it's not his fault he got into a coma. Obviously, it's not like there was a breakup or there was a divorce or there was a reason why there isn't. It's just time happened, right?
Yes.
So I think she has feelings for Christopher Walken still, and that's why she came over and brought over. But I think the plan was to fuck.
No,
you know,
I agree.
Yeah,
Everything. No.
Yes,
What do you mean?
amen.
Thank you. You didn't justify. So her. Well, what do you mean her plan was to go? I agree with everything you said because everything you said was accurate and right. Like all of a sudden, this is like as if.
But
what?
But the part that I think is that the whole thing is that I have feelings for him. So let's fuck him one more time.
No, that is what happens.
Yes.
But I don't think she went over there planning to do that. I think.
No, but she even says in a line that like they had like he said that it was worth waiting for. What's the use of waiting still? And then she fucks him. And then it's kind of just like, okay, deuces, bye.
Well, no, it isn't like
I'm
that.
gonna make you dinner.
No,
Put them
they
back.
have a conversation afterwards about like.
They barely have a conversation afterwards. They have a conversation with like all the family around the dinner table, and it becomes awkward. And then she like goes, "I can't see you anymore." Deuces.
No,
Bye,
you
boy."
can't just say that's what she said. That isn't what she said. Because they have a conversation out by the car too when she leaves.
I'm gonna see you again?
Not like today. Go inside, you're freezing.
It doesn't have to.
Don't say it. Don't say it, Johnny.
I'll just say goodnight.
She says, "Bye, boy."
No,
she says we can't do this again. We can meet again, but we can't do it like this again.
Yeah. Which is basically AKA deuces, bye, boy.
But I mean, they can't. Like, she has a husband who I guess she loves. He seems boring, but she probably loves him. And she has a kid and stuff. Like, she's just making it clear they're not going to do that again. And that was sort of a one-time thing because of, their feelings that cropped up again.
But that feels weird to do it in the first place when you're happily married, you have a kid in the next room. Like,
well, I mean, it is, but I mean, fucking affairs happen all the time without 5-year comas being involved. So
here's the thing: is I know a lot about
affairs,
movies.
Oh,
no. But when you passionately get with someone, hold on, let me do this right.
Okay.
In the heat of passion, they're kissing. This wasn't a kiss. She unbuttoned her top shirt. That's not passion. That's thought.
No. What do you mean?
Thank you.
Yeah, she thought to take her shirt off because they were gonna fuck.
No, but there's got to be kissing first.
But they know they're gonna fuck. I don't know what you're. I don't even know what you're accusing her of. Like, I don't understand what you're accusing her of.
Having a plan.
That's right.
No.
That's why she took off her blouse first.
No, it isn't.
She did the 2 buttons. Because, like, I feel like if you were going to do, like, this, like, AKA, like, passionately, you would just, like, hike up your skirt and then go to town.
What?
She was just like, I had a plan and I undid 2
That's
buttons.
insane. This is absolutely insane.
Yeah. The kid's asleep. I'm taking these buttons
No, I
off.
think, here you go. Here's my proof that it wasn't planned. Why would you bring your kid if it was planned?
Because it's
can't have a babysitter.
To catch a predator. Chris Hansen walks out.
Did she close the door? That would be awkward if she didn't close the door. Did she close the door?
I assume she. Well, no, you got to listen to the kid in case they wake up.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure the door was open.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah. No, because it's the 80s. The dad's got to work, and the mom.
It's a buffer between them that's conversation. So that they can fuck.
Oh, you know what? It's an excuse because if she says to her husband, like, "Oh yeah, I got to go over to Christopher Walken's house because he wants to see the baby."
Whatever, guys. She didn't plan.
It's really weird to just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go see this guy that I used to date, and we've had like mad passionate feelings for each other, and he just got out the hospital, but it's been like 5 years for me, so just gonna."
That's not weird.
Unbutton my blouse.
No, guys. No. I don't think she was nefarious at all. I think it was a tragic love story. It wasn't some conniving harpy trying to hurt Johnny Smith's feelings one last time. Why would she bring the kid if she's gonna fuck him? She wouldn't have.
It's a buffer. It's just a buffer for her to.
What if he never?
It's an excuse.
So what if the kid never went down for a nap?
Kids go down for. It's a 10-year-old. It's a 10-month-old. They go for naps all the time.
Oh yeah, Tim knows. He has a kid.
No, that seems insane.
And that's why she was taking. She knew. She's like, "Oh, Tate, it's 2:00. Blouse is coming off."
No, she didn't.
She even said according to plan under her breath.
She looks at the clock. It's 2:00. She unbuttons her blouse and whispers, "Just according to plan." Bonkers.
Cut that scene in where
the scene where she says, "This is going exactly according to plan."
Just cut it. Cut it here.
I'll cut that in. What are we talking about? What's the rest of this movie?
Oh yeah. Insha asked how we feel about Sarah, and I think we all know that she's a harpy, and
amen.
Yeah, and she hurt Christopher Walken's feelings. Oh yeah, we haven't even got to Martin Sheen yet.
No, we haven't. Who is? He's fantastic in this.
He's so good.
Mm-hmm.
He's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Speaking of, I mean, the last one we did had Sean Connery soon after his death. This is another timely election piece that we're dealing with because Greg Stilson is very much a Trumpian figure. Like, you're telling me you can't picture Trump holding a kid up in front of him to, like, cover from anything? Like, if somebody threw a water bottle at him, I think he'd pull a kid in front of him and hold it up.
I think somebody did at a rally and then he just ducked.
No.
I think somebody.
You're thinking of the George Bush shoe incident.
No, somebody threw something at him at a rally. Who cares? He's not.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. I mean, even with the whole blackmail scene too, that's very
ominous,
shady underbelly stuff. But I don't. Besides showing that Martin Sheen was a bad guy, it didn't go anywhere.
No, that's all. The whole scene was just to show he was a dirtbag.
Yeah.
In the book, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it shows Stilson. Like, we get chapters of Stilson throughout the book, and when he's younger and not like running for Senate or whatever, it shows him like being a dick on a farm. Like, I think he kicks a dog or something. I can't remember, but we get other scenes like that in the book, just to show that he's just a fucking psycho. Also,
I do like how
his vice president is a piece of shit in that flash forward when he's like, "No, I can't do it," and he's like, "Nah, come on, do it," and then he's like, "God help me," and he does it. It's like, just don't do it.
I did like how they interweaved him like with the them putting up the posters through in the early, like it kind of did some good foreshadowing to what was to come in the last act.
Yeah, and they ask about him. The hotshot reporter in the press conference says, "Oh, who's going to win the upcoming Senate race? Stilson or whatever?" And Johnny's like, "I don't know who any of those fuckers are. I've been in a coma for 5 years."
I do like the talk that like the rich dad had with Christopher Walken, because it's just all of that was very Trumpian, and I was just like, oh no.
Here, let's listen to this.
99, 100. I'm Greg Stilson. Just thought I'd stop by here on my way to the U.S. Senate.
Greg Stilson. Remember you met him in the hall this morning?
Coming out, all of you. Boy, you got to be in good shape to go the full distance for those big boys down in Washington. Right. You got to stay in shape all the time with those boys. You can't turn your back on them. You got to stay in better shape than this country. What the hell is happening to this country? Can anybody tell me what the hell is going on? Look at here. I read in one of your local papers right here on the front
Believe this
page.
guy?
You got some old people.
He's just getting warmed up.
Dog food 'cause they couldn't afford
You vote for him, John?
Shame on America! What the hell is
I'm not even registered.
You not registered?
No.
Well, get registered, pal, and vote against this turkey. He's dangerous.
And I see all around me so many unemployed. What are you people doing here in the middle of the day? Middle of a work day. You're standing out in the cold. Look around. Look at each other. How do you feel about each other? Are you proud of your communities? Would you send the guy next to you to the U.S. Senate?
A real man of the people.
You don't feel good about
Jesus, what an act. Can't they see through this guy?
I'm mixed up. You both acted like you were friends this morning.
Guys like Stilson, you gotta walk a thin line. Can't get too close, because if they lose, they'll drag you down with them. On the other hand, if he wins, and this turkey just might, you gotta make sure you thought it was a good friend. Know what I mean, Jack?
They're not working. There's unemployment everywhere. Well, I've come down here today with a job for every one of you. I've come here today with a challenge for all of you. I'm challenging you right here and now to join me, to join a growing army of volunteer workers on my campaign. Let's send Greg Stilson to the United States Senate and mediocrity to hell!
Oh, this is what we had to go through for the last 4 years.
Yeah, it is funny. That dad
Yeah.
sucks too, though.
He's so horrible.
He is horrible.
And it's kind of funny that Martin Sheen was just like, I had a vision that I was going to be the president of the United States, and then he ended up playing a role where he's the president of the United States.
It is funny to think of it as a young Jed Bartlett from the West Wing. He changed his name, and he came back from that embarrassing incident by holding a baby in front of him, and he won the presidency.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Hitler question, because we did it. I think this is a good showing of how, people propose that all the time, is that if you could go back in time and kill Hitler, would you? But they don't think about, okay, if I killed Hitler, nobody would know who Hitler was, so I'm never going to get the credit for doing it.
Well, yeah, but presumably the question doesn't, I don't think glory comes into it, right? That's not part of the question.
Yeah, but you don't know the after, obviously everybody nowadays would kill Hitler, but when you're back then and somebody, tries to, what does Sarah now think of Christopher Walken? He was an assassin.
I mean, I think that kind of trumps that the dude held her baby.
Yeah, him cowering behind a kid sort of off puts, and they know, they seem to all believe he has those psychic powers, because he does, But, so I think Sarah would think kindly on her. I don't think the public at large, or think kindly of him. I don't think the public at large would. Probably they just think he was a crazy person. But
right.
But Bannerman, the sheriff, and his doctor friend, and Sarah, I think they would all realize he must have done it for a reason.
Yeah. And I think the question gets kind of complicated, because I was listening to another podcast where they pose the Hitler question, and the Hitler question would be if you can kill Hitler, would you? But then there are a lot of circumstances where another person can also be raised to potentially be Hitler, so you wouldn't know who that person would grow up to be, and they would probably do the same thing that Hitler would have done, but you've killed Hitler.
Yeah, I agree, because I don't necessarily think the big, monsters in global politics like Hitler and George Bush and shit like that are singular beings. I don't think they're, which is, the scary part
pops up all the time.
Yeah, the scary part isn't that they're once in a lifetime monsters, so much as there were the right circumstances for a person like that to do what they did. So yeah, I mean, although I was thinking when Tim was saying if you go back and kill her, people at that time don't know he's Hitler, so you won't get the credit for it. I was thinking it'd be funny in a hospital in Austria or whatever, or Germany or wherever Hitler was born, when a nurse is putting in wait a minute, this baby's Hitler. This is Adolf Hitler. This baby's Hitler. Do they know this baby's Hitler?
And then a time traveler comes in and blows his brains out, and you're yeah, that makes sense. But
oh, thank God, somebody killed baby Hitler. Baby Hitler? And the other nurse is yeah. Oh, some time traveler killed him. Oh, cool.
No murder charges. It's fine.
Yeah,
just throw it in the dumpster. It'll be cool.
Throw it in the dumpster.
Why didn't the nurse do anything? She was holding baby Hitler.
Blood splattered on her. I'd be oh, that's fine, I guess.
That's fine. Oh, well, I feel we should answer the question, right? Would you go back in time and kill baby Hitler?
Baby Hitler?
Yeah.
Could it be toddler Hitler?
What? Is that better?
Can you be teenager Hitler?
Yeah,
teenager Hitler is...
No, teenager Hitler could overpower you. You need them at the right...
What about tween Hitler?
Twink Hitler.
No, not twink Hitler.
Yeah, twink Hitler. Sexy gay Hitler.
Like 10-year-old Hitler?
No, baby.
Baby.
Yes.
Ooh. I'd have to do it, but I wouldn't like it.
Insha?
Can I kill tween Hitler?
No, baby.
I want to kill a baby.
No.
Yeah, right?
No one wants to kill a baby. Well, probably
Wait, does he have the mustache?
No.
Does he have the mustache?
You can draw it on first if you want. If that makes it easier for you.
That might help.
Yeah, that would help, actually. I mean, yeah, if we could draw the mustache on, yes, but if we can't, then there's many more that were going to come after him, so it's kind of just like, I just take history as it comes.
Well, what do you mean by that, though? Like, you say that, you mean somebody else born somewhere would grow up from the negativity that was Germany at the time and take over?
Let's say Nazi Germany didn't happen. There was no Hitler, but then we have Fidel Castro over here being born, or we have Mussolini up there being born, or we have it's just there's another one that's just gonna come. So it's just do I have to be a time traveler to murder all of these awful people, or can I just let it sucks. It sucks to have the choice of it's almost like a choice of, do you let history happen, or do you actually eliminate the problem, but then the problem is still maybe sort of almost might be still there. It's kind of just stepping on a butterfly and then another thing happening all across the world. If that makes any sense.
I would like to stand up for Castro and implore that you don't go back in time and kill him. I like Castro.
No, sorry. I'm trying to think of men that are just I know people, I know some people don't like this.
So your issue would be that if you did it, you'd have to constantly keep doing it, and it would become a boring day job. You'd have to keep going back. You come back, you'd be like, oh, so now everybody's afraid of Steingarten. He's the man who did World War II, and you're like, oh, fuck. And you have to go back.
I probably have Johnny syndrome, where I have to isolate myself from the world so people don't keep mailing me problems.
Insha, please go back and kill Tiny Gandhi.
Tiny Gandhi.
He's lighting himself on fire.
Who's calling you to kill Gandhi? It's me, toddler Hitler. I want you to kill Gandhi.
Well, my idea is that, it just said that she's had to go back and kill so many bad people. That's we're getting to the bottom of the barrel here. Of she's been doing it for a number of years.
Okay. Please go back in time and kill Princess Diana again.
But earlier.
Earlier though. Before they get in the tunnel.
So what? So they can see it?
Signed the Queen.
No. I think it's signed NBC directors or NBC News directors.
We need better shots.
If we just had that footage.
Yeah, let us know so we can have a helicopter circle.
We should talk about the John Wick scale.
Yep.
Or face-off scale. This gets a 3.
I was going to say 2, but a 3. I see. Why a 3?
It was close to 2. I was favoring back and forth. The reason why I got a 3 and not a 2, though, this is what pushed it over is they say it twice.
Do they?
Yeah, he says it twice in a row.
Huh.
Yeah.
That is your dead zone.
It's weird because in the movie, the dead zone is parts of the future he can't quite see, right? Or parts that he could change. Is that right?
First of all, tell me, did the boy in fact drown? You say you saw him drown.
No. His father wanted to take him to play hockey. I talked him out of it. The boy's alive.
Ah. Yes. Don't you see? Don't you see how clear it all is? Not only can you see the future, I can change it. You can change it, exactly. Huh. Here. Yes, John. That is your dead zone. possibility of altering the outcome of your premonitions. It's fascinating. Let me make a note.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really get what I didn't understand what he was talking about, the dead zone.
Well,
it's kind of like the credits.
What?
What?
It's kind of like the credits, because the credits have little, like, you see the photograph and you see like everything, but they have, once the title starts coming in, you see like the black is the little dead zone spots.
Oh, okay. Now I know what you're saying. Weird analogy to use, but I know. Because I think in the book, the dead zone is the part of his brain that's dead, and it unlocked
the tumor.
No. He gets the tumor later, but
it's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. Who's your daddy and what does he do? No, after the accident, part of his brain is dead, and that's what unlocks his psychic powers or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So the dead zone in his brain is what?
Okay. It's more literal than philosophical.
Yeah.
Which is...
Well, I think that's why the title is that it has two meanings.
Right.
Know? I mean, you could say Johnny himself is living in the dead zone because he doesn't really have a life.
I want this scene where the doctor comes in and shows like an X-ray of his brain and be like, "You see this here, this black part here? It's the dead zone."
That's a classic dead zone.
that's a dead zone situation.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, one of the other quotes that I liked in this movie was when Christopher Walken was doing the exercises. And the guy said, "I'd like to see you do some serious chugging."
Yeah, serious chugging. Oh, I really liked how the scene where he sees the lady killed at the gazebo. It was really well shot, like the flashback to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it stood out as like a really cool scene. Also,
I feel like
what?
I feel like snow scenes. Like, a lot of people can do cool things with snow scenes.
Yes, a lot of people can do cool things with snow scenes. Well said, Tim.
I agree.
Snow's cool.
Snow is cool.
Snow is cool.
In more than one sense, just like the dead zone.
Johnny's dad was really adorable.
Yeah, he was cute.
Yeah.
I loved how he, like, honestly didn't know what to do. So he's just like, if you just need to talk, I'm here.
Mm-hmm. And I like that he was having a little romance with the lady next door. Making furniture. Wink. I just remembered John got shot. Remember when he gets shot by the mom? The killer's mom?
Yeah.
Like, talk about piling more on. Like...
That's where I thought it was like a Gone Baby Gone thing. Because she reminded me of like, the crack lady.
Yeah, the crack lady.
Weren't they both wearing, like, muumuus? And
maybe
she's wearing a sweater.
Both had a gun.
Yeah, they both had guns, but yeah, Inch is right. This lady was wearing a sweater and pants.
Right. She was wearing like a Mama Voorhees sweater.
Yeah.
I do love that, like, the mom, when Johnny grabbed the mom's hand and the mom was just like, "You're the devil," and it's just like, dude, your son murdered 2 people.
Like, cause, yeah, I was like, come on, bitch, like, try that somewhere else. Don't come to me with that after I just found out your son's a fucking serial killer. And you knew about it, and then she's like, "You're the devil, damn it." It's like, fuck off. Alright, this is Cameo.
Cameo!
Yeah.
But now I know you're just a cameo. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Now I know you're just a cameo. Oh, oh, oh.
It's a Tim pick this week. So I picked someone from News and Noteworthy, somebody who's brand new to Cameo. So far, they have 1 review, 5 stars, and it's our boy, Steve Harvey, comedian and host of The Family Feud.
Wow.
Michael, how much would you pay for Steve Harvey to wish you happy birthday? Because he's the king of comedy. He's officially joined the Famio.
Oh, I get it.
Like family.
Yeah, I get it. Well,
you're here for those motivational talks, roasts, or banter. You call it. Looking forward to connecting with all of you.
How much would I pay, or how much do I think he is charging?
Yeah, I guess that's the game, is it? How much do you think he's charging?
$200.
No. How much would you pay?
Oh, I'd pay.
Well, we get into that later.
I think he's charging $200.
All right. And Insha?
I say $400 to $500.
Whoa.
He literally thinks that he is like a preacher and he's God now. $400 to $500.
I need is it 4 or 5?
Oh, you're close. You're gonna win. Say $450.
Bang on. $400 for Steve Harvey.
That's too much,
So
Steve.
awful.
Steve, that's too much.
You see, this is one of those ones where I think he's a big enough star that he could charge $400 and get 1 or 2 a month, maybe 3 a month.
I agree. I think when they charge that much, it's that they don't want to do it that often, and it's just easy money.
Right.
And clearly, oh, well, he's new, right? But at least one person has done it and reviewed it, right?
Yeah, he's got 1 review, 5 stars, great cameo. That was from Jeff on Wednesday.
Jeff, what are you doing
Tuesday.
with your life, Jeff?
He doesn't even have any examples, so I don't know how many they have to show you examples on here. But he typically responds within 8 hours.
Jeez. Well, the ones he did.
That's right.
What are the tags? The tags.
Cameo.
Okay, tags are actors, authors, comedians, comedy, featured, more, motivational speakers, radio, reality TV, roasts, stand-up, TV host, news and noteworthy, featured in family, fantasy football, legends, host a roast, Father's Day, MVPs for dads, new and trending. Okay.
MVPs for dads?
Hold on.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Dude, can I spend my $400 to get fantasy football advice from Steve Harvey?
Yes.
And is he a good roaster? Like, I don't know if I've ever seen a roast with Steve Harvey in it.
Yeah, he's a comedian.
Yeah.
He's one of the original kings of comedy.
That's what so says his bio.
Exactly.
I wonder how much Cedric the Entertainer
Oh, yeah.
charges.
Oh.
I don't know if he's on here, but that's a pick for another week on Cameo.
Cameo. What do we do on this? Yeah, I think we all generally agree 400 is way too much for Steve Harvey. Or you think it's just right?
I think it's just right.
Why?
Because I think, like I said earlier, I think he's a big enough star where he can charge like that. This is his line where he's only gonna get Steve Harvey's making enough money that this is more like side cash. Like, I don't even know what he's gonna do with $1,200 a month, but I think he can make like $1,200 a month for that.
Yeah, it's still too much.
It's just so much money. It's just he's also awful. Like, I don't want him to motivate me to do anything.
Well, yeah, because you're not an MVP for dad or whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know the rating scale. This is a cameo.
Yeah, I'm not.
I wouldn't pay $400, but I think it's a cameo.
I think at that price point, I agree in the sense that he clearly doesn't want to do it that much, so that's fine. It's just like free money, basically.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody does get it, which is once so far. So great, good for him.
Insha, is it a cameo or a cameo? No.
Cameo, no.
No.
It's too much money. And, like, I'm in a pandemic.
Yeah, fuck you, Jeff. What are you doing?
I'm not gonna give him, like, $400 of, like, my grocery money just for him to, like, roast me and talk to me about fantasy football.
I think you can request. He doesn't just choose to talk to you about whatever he wants. He roasts you and then he's like, hey, you piece of shit. This is what you should do for fantasy football.
Yeah. What are you doing taking Tom Brady, you idiot?
I wanted a birthday message. All right, that was cameo. Cameo.
But now I know you're just a cameo. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Now I know you're just a cameo. Oh, oh, oh.
Okay, so back to the Dead Zone. Is it a film run, film walk, or film crawl? Tim.
I'm going to give it a film run. I thought this was a great movie. I watched it with Rachel, actually, and she also said it was really good. So, yeah, 2 thumbs up over here.
No, don't do thumbs.
No. Film. That's one big run over here.
Film chugging along. Film chugging.
Film chugging.
Film chugging.
Yeah, I think just watching it for Christopher Walken and Martin Sheen alone, you'll get a kick out of it.
Yeah, it's a film run for me as well. I think it's a great movie. Sort of an underrated Cronenberg because it's, a pretty straightforward story. But, yeah, fun story, great performances. Film run. Insha.
It's a film run. It's Christopher Walken's adorable. Everything's awesome in the movie, and like Sarah totally came there with a motivation, but that's okay. But yeah, it's a great Cronenberg. Like, it's an underrated Cronenberg gem that a lot of people don't realize is Cronenberg until. And yeah, it's a film run.
Wow, a classic triple film run.
This is the first time in history we've had a triple film run.
Is that true?
It sounds like it.
Well,
we've only started the film run thing like
that's true.
2 weeks ago.
I've done it like 3 or 4 times. So.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so who's next week?
No, we need recommendations.
Oh, right. I'll go because I didn't write any down, so I'll go first.
Sure.
Any Cronenberg movies besides this? And yeah, that's it. Next.
All right. Yeah, if you want to see Christopher Walken again, you can watch Batman Returns.
That is a great movie. I love Batman Returns. He's amazing in it.
And if you want to watch another Stephen King movie, you can watch Pet Sematary. I really like that one too. It was made around the same time as this one, I think. I haven't seen the new one.
I love the new one. The new one rules.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I heard it sucked, but I haven't seen it.
Oh. This could be a classic film run versus film
crawl
situation.
Well, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Are you done too?
Oh, yep, that's it.
Oh, sorry. If you want actual Cronenberg being awful and awesome, Dead Ringers, and then don't write to the show and tell me that I'm a piece of shit for telling you to watch it.
I'm not gonna watch
it. I'm gonna make you watch it, Tim.
Dead Ringers is great. It's maybe his best movie. It's so good.
It's so well done. And I had another one in my head, but I can't get it. So yeah, just watch Dead Ringers and any David Cronenberg movie whatsoever.
Hey, that was my recommendation.
Well, I stole it.
Oh, damn you! I'm gonna go back in time and kill Baby You. Yeah, I'll go back in time and kill a baby. I don't care. Yeah, Hitler, whatever. Hitler.
Oh yeah, we never got to you.
Yeah, like I said, I'll kill any baby. Just send me back in time. I'll do it. I'm the leading cause of SIDS. No, that's terrible. I'm cutting that out. No.
Oh yeah, yep. This is gonna be the clip. This is gonna be the clip I'm gonna put out on Twitter.
No.
All right, next week. It is going to be a classic Tim pick.
It better be.
Get ready for The Skulls
2000
thriller. What? Starring Paul Walker and Joshua Jackson.
So mad.
Wait, are you actually mad?
I can't believe you picked The Skulls.
We talked about that we were going to pick The Skulls at one point.
No, we didn't. You jokingly said you were going to pick it as a scary movie for October, and I thought, it's funny for 2 reasons. 1, because it's not a scary movie, and 2, because it's a bad choice to pick. It's a bad... Great. That'll be fun. It's exciting.
Yeah. If I die on the first of the month, pay my rent bill, deuce in the fold, couple bills, make a bitch chill. 3 hoes with me down and dash while you fifth wheel. They on a bunch of shit they shouldn't be on, they can't sit still. Whipping in that 02 Chevy with the tropical name. The money low, but the hunger keep me top of my game. She spilled the lean on my Vans, now they purple purple and stained. I brought the cash to the club and I left with no change. Pull up on that cemetery drive with my headstone. Death sound boring, hope they bury me with headphones. Couple gold chains and an outlet for my cell phone. 6 feet deep, ain't no service, it's a dead zone.
Medusa, she looking fine when she puffin' the hookah. Catching all the bodies, man, she doing this shit a bit gruesome. I'm Captain Corpse in this bitch, never stop, bro. Everything I touch, I extort, looking soft, bro. You touch the wrong, so I'm summoning the ghouls. Crawling up out all their graves, don't you try to play the fool. And I pull up in my shoes, looking jet black. Top looking jet black, everything is jet black, yeah. And this face is the last you'll ever see, as I send you from this place to a land of agony. Cemetery Drive, pull up with a skull mask. Cemetery Drive, looking decked out in some all black.
Cemetery Drive, I'm a sedentary god. Got that swing till the fans go wild. Pop that Zen, I'ma dance all night. What's a movement to a zeitgeist? Breaking bread, I'm Christ-like. I ain't tread lightly, got that 20/100 eyesight.
Blurry vision, blurry thoughts, turn them into murder blocks. Might have heard of me, I stay assertive and I stay aloft.
Damage, I'm mimically done with a bit. Ran with the salmon, I swim in the bit. Hannah Montanas and Pamela Anderson's planning no marriage, I'm married to freaks. Pluralized, purple skies, yeah, I'm high as fuck. Serve 'em words verbally, got purple wheel, let's light it up. Need my treason, need my Z's and need my zips and read my lips. All that talking ain't no walk, the reason you a little bitch.
Flirting with that cause she thick as fuck. Got a day she said gon' pick me up. Got really nervous an hour before. Called her up, said I can't make it up. Now she said she gonna kill me, what? Now she said she on my building, what? Now she said she on my floor, knocking on my door, all up in the feelings, what? Glistening through the people, I can see she got a weapon, wow. Eyes full of evil, easy guessing her intentions now. I opened the door, hoping somehow we can talk it out. Couldn't even speak a word, now I see my body from the ground.
This is my resurrection, I'm itching for my vengeance. Life and death, you can meet me at the intersection. Cemetery Drive, find me at my gravestone. By the takeover, filling shoes cause they weigh souls.